Previously on building Realm of Rights. Simply copy that over to the other side with all the tiles included. There. That is looking pretty sweet. And since this is going to be more of an opened up building, let's add some pillars, some of the diagonal supports of course, some freshly forged steel. Well, I think this is really good actually, especially considering it's not crazy detailed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this brand new episode of Building Realm of Rights. Today, the plan is to at least finish this area. This coaster is pretty small, so that should be doable. Maybe we can put kind of a sign over here saying that this is the medieval area. And honestly, then it is just that, which I still don't know what to do with. However, that can't be anything too crazy because there isn't that much space anyway. So let's get straight into it. I'm guessing we can start best with this coaster, and I think we should do something with this rock wall because it is not looking great. How about we grab this tower once again, and using this we can maybe create a bit of a backdrop for this coaster. This and some of the other wall elements of course. And we can put the thicker one over here maybe. Just gotta copy all of these stones again, and then maybe another one over there to have a nice I don't know. Then, like I said, we'll also need some of these walls. Let's try that out. And no matter how often I do, this keeps being so satisfying. Then let's fill this up with rocks for now at least. Then I want to have a very similar wall on that next gap. And on those, of course, the exact same rocks again. And wait a minute, do you think maybe we can even put one just in there? Not very high, just subtle. And then finally, to fill this weird area up, let's try something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, look who it is! It has literally been ages. Guys, I just realized there's an update in literal 5 minutes. So, I guess we'll see what it is, because the server is about to shut down. Anyway, I saved my work. Let's see what happens.
12 seconds later.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so as crazy as this is, I actually don't see myself using this very often, but I mean, it can definitely save space. What else have we got? And there's also these, which thank the Lord, like we desperately needed these. This is all very good stuff, and a triangle as well. Okay, so that is really quite nice. There's also this, which I personally really didn't need. This is more of a fun fair ride. I don't like these, but I guess it's cool that we have them now. And there's also a new skin for the hypercoaster, which is cool. So, oh well, let's continue where we left off. We will, of course, need the top on all of these towers as well, so let us make short work of that. Then I'm guessing I'll just have to kind of fill this up with rocks as well, because my idea for this is wooden supports. And with that, I indeed mean the wooden coaster kind of supports. Why one would put themselves through that pain? It's a mystery, but it would look sick, so let's go and try that. I'm going to regret that. But so basically the surface is gonna have some rock work like so, and then all of the rest is basically gonna be supports, because that's gonna fill up pretty much the whole thing. And that is also convenient to kind of cover up these weird station elements. However, what is important to know before starting to build all those supports is knowing where the queue is going to be, I guess. Oh, and by the way, this new update also has new materials. Let's go and check those out, because I've already seen these roof tiles, which, let's be honest, doesn't look terrible, but I don't see myself using this like ever because I want those to be 3D. Not gonna lie though, they do kind of look 3D-ish, but I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. There's also this, which, oh, that's nice. That could serve as ground as well. And there's plaster, always good to have. It's a bit cleaner. Oh, I like that. That's nice for bathrooms. And then finally cardboard, which, I mean, yeah, these can work for stuff. Not right now though. Let's focus on the queue. Let's get rid of these trees first, because I don't want those here. I'm going to make some little stairs over here that lead down to the station. See, just like that. So then somewhere here you get in, and then I'm thinking here we make a stairway. Let me just kind of try this first before saying anything clever. Actually, I think this might just work. Because look, if I open this up, you can basically start down here, then move up here, then go around that, and then all the way to the station. Perfect. So, well, to spice it up, first let's add a fence around the stairway. You don't want people to accidentally fall off and die, as well as a fence on this ridge. And then I'm guessing over here we can just add some walls to make this a nice concealed structure. And I suppose we could even already add some wooden supports to that. Then over here, let's quickly make a placeholder for the operator's stall. Just a very basic structure, nothing too crazy. We'll just go and pop some windows in there, decrease the opacity and make it nice and dark. We'll put a door on the side so it looks like you could technically get inside. A simple way to get that medieval vibe in there is just adding some arches. Here you go. Finally, a tiny little fence on the side here. And then I'm guessing that is a pretty decent base for our coaster. I did kind of forget about all these windows, by the way, so let's quickly add those as well. Imaginary door over here, quite possibly. All for the illusion, of course. I think it is time we begin doing the supports, which is going to be tedious as hell. I'm gonna start over here at the lift hill with a structure like this, and then simply just you know. Oh, dude, this is gonna be such an insane amount of work. I did choose to do this voluntarily, so I can't blame anyone else but myself. Luckily, though, this is a very small roller coaster, because do you remember the Benji Express? This first part does go pretty quickly because it is a straight part. We'll put the final little piece, bloody hell, in there, and then that is the lift hill. Now the part where the train goes through the supports, I kind of have to freestyle a little bit. I'm guessing something like this. Looks a bit whack, but also kind of cool, I guess. There you go, it fits in pretty nicely. This, however, is where it's gonna start being a little bit more complicated, because basically from here it is going to be piece by piece, which is not ideal. I once again underestimated how much time exactly this will take. I thought it was going to take long. It is going to take longer. Honestly, it is quite insane. But to be fair, it is starting to look like a mess. This low bit over here luckily doesn't need that many supports, is done rather quickly. However, halfway into building this, I'm realizing maybe the color isn't great. Let's try and see what happens if we go for the classic steel and wood color. Just something like this. Because I just feel like it's a bit nicer, it's a bit more medieval. There, yes. Yep. Now, quickly in between something else to make sure this video isn't completely boring, let's go ahead and make the fences for the right entrance. Let's go with something super basic, just like that. Then on this walkway, we should also add some fences. And in general, I'm not really sure what this will end up looking like. For now, I think it's best to just keep it simple. We have plenty of detailed stuff already. We'll just make this one of those wooden catwalks or something. Catwalks? And unfortunately for us, that also has to go down this stairs, which is a pain to do. However, like this, I think I got the angle just right. Doesn't look exactly the same as the rest, but it's close enough, right? I also just realized these fences are useless because you have to go in and out on the same platform, which I didn't think through. Instead, let's just do a bunch of these singular poles to kind of indicate where you have to get in, and that should be enough. Just like this. Then on the inside here, to kind of clean that up, let's maybe try using some arches. Haven't done that in a while. And then maybe to support the whole thing, some extra wooden poles. Then this in-between area should be black or something, and then that is the queue. Just needs a sign and then it's pretty much done. So you go in here, go up this ladder, then you go all the way around into the station. That does, of course, mean that this is the exit, and back to supports we are. This is not exhausting at all. Do you know what I think might help though? Raspberry! I am noticing I really need consistent breaks from doing the supports because it is tedious. So, well, I suppose let's kind of spice up the side of this by adding some of these weapon stands we made. And, of course, some benches. And by the way, these we can also just put on these towers. Isn't that nice to spice it up just ever so slightly? And somehow I completely forgot we literally have these. And for some reason, I just never thought to use those on top of these towers, which looks great. We then do, of course, need some pillars to hold them up. Dude, that is really nice. Yes. By the way, guys, isn't it just incredible that I don't ever have to worry about the file size? Like, that is refreshing. And that is definitely the greatest advantage about making a park small, not using the whole plot. You can just go as crazy as you possibly want. And now I'm really gonna try and finish these supports because they have to be done at some point. Right? Just a little bit left anyway, so we should be able to do this. I'll be right back with you.
3 days later.
Guys, I think it is finally done. It is looking quite glorious, if I do say so myself. Around here, there's also some really simple supports to make sure it goes around that hole. And well, overall, I do really like how this looks. I put a little exit sign over here as well to make sure people don't go there. And then I think that's pretty much it. Besides, of course, the info sign, the logo as well. On to the rest of this little area. What shall we put here? Let's see. I kind of want this to stay relatively open, but I do have one more idea. How about we build one of those kind of watchtower things? As usual, let's just go and try it and see what happens. At the end of the day, however, it is all just wood again. Even the kind of stuff with those crosses in the middle. Then I'm going to make a hole over there because I think we can do this pretty quickly if we do it right. Because look, inside of here, I can just add some stairs. I'm also gonna need to group the entire thing. And then if I simply copy this over, that instantly seems to work. So you could then climb up here. It's a bit stiff. Yikes. It takes a little bit of effort, but technically you can. And then you can just walk around and go further up. Then we'll do that yet another time. And this also needs wheels. And actually, for those, I think we can use, yes, these new pieces. Let me just remove this then. There you go. I mean, that definitely saves some pieces. Then we'll grab that and copy it over a few times like this. And then that looks pretty sweet. And on the front, maybe like an extra walking plank, which definitely needs some rope to keep that in place. On the top, let's put some fences to kind of finish that off. And then I think that is a pretty sweet little tower, just to get a nice view of the park. Then as for the rest of this area, I think it's good to have some open space because right now, it's really packed. I think it's nice to have some open area to kind of just walk and chill and look around. This seems absolutely fine. We can always add some more benches, but that's really just it, I think. Now, I finally found a perfect idea for this little lake here. You know how some lakes and things have these towable rafts? I think that is absolutely perfect for this, just perfect. I'll begin with a simple opening in these walls. Then on both sides, we need a little pier, something super basic though, don't worry. And hopefully I can copy that entire thing and just, there you go, to the other side. And then we simply need a rope that goes across. As for the raft itself, let's do something a little bit different. I'll essentially just put a ton of these wooden logs underneath so it floats. There you go. The very, very last thing, the hole that the rope goes straight through. And well, there is our raft. And the great thing is you can just grab it and move it. So wherever you want it to be, it can be, I guess. Let's just put it here, I suppose. This corner was also a tad empty, but luckily Timon's girlfriend had a fantastic idea. I didn't know she was dark like that, but gallows. Fantastic idea. I'm guessing we can just make a simple platform and put some of those on here. Little staircase. Then here comes the gallows part. This is actually so dark, guys. What the hell? Well, there you go. The gallows. These, of course, are just to take some pictures with. It's a theme park, guys. Some extra benches over here, and then I think for this little area that is absolutely fine. As I said earlier, it can't be too busy everywhere. We need some space to breathe. Then there's of course the ride names, which we still need. I did already make some signs for these, however. Let's put one over here. Inside of this, we'll put Across the Realm, which I thought was a pretty fun name for a ride like this that goes across the realm. However, maybe it should be a tad smaller and maybe with a bit of a backdrop like so. There you go. That's really cool. We're also gonna need the info sign, which will appear right there. Beautiful. And well, I mean, that's the cherry on top, isn't it? Then the same exact thing for this ride, which because of you is now going to be called Trebuchet. Trebuchet. You know what I mean. So let's put one sign in here. Wait for it. There you go. And to me, it seems really cool to put that on the axis. I am very curious what this will look like. Enable transparency. And then we could even try adding a very lazy extrusion by just adding the same thing in black behind it, like, oh, I guess it's fine. It's not the best thing I've ever built, but it looks decent. I mean, we could always try some wooden planks behind it, but I'm not sure that's gonna look all that great. To be fair, that's not bad. Whatever, it looks fine, I suppose. We shouldn't be too nitpicky about these things. You may also remember that this is supposed to be an ice cream stall, so here as well, let's put an image panel. My apologies for being so hasty with all this, but this just needs to be wrapped up at some point. Wait for it. There you go. Royal ice cream, nice and simple. Then over here, I made this a little emergency post where if you almost died, you can go there. And then also someone had the lovely idea to turn this into a sword shop where you can get like plastic swords. And let's be real here, all we actually need to do for that is simply adding a tiny little counter right over there. There you go. So then that just needs a person controlling it and we're good. This person over here said I should add some waterfalls, which he's completely right. And what better spot than right here next to the swan boats? It just kind of emerges from these rocks over here and then down into the water. The rocks underneath have to be a bit darker though. There you go. Super subtle, but just a nice little detail. And then finally for today, guys, to finish the entire thing off, some banners. I honestly can't believe I even forgot. Let's go over here and try something. We'll just do that classic shape like that. And of course, something to hang it up from. And let's first make this some kind of red, maybe? As weird as it sounds though, I feel like wood looks way better for the texture. Yeah, fabric is just a bit too much, too rough. See, this is nice. On top of that, we'll put an image panel so we can add some nice details. And then, well, let's open up Photoshop.
Opening Photoshop.
It's not gonna be super extravagant, just nice and clean. I'm going to add a bright golden edge, and then maybe we can just grab the R from the logo and kind of just put that in the center. It's very minimalist, but I like it. And let's not overthink it. Let's try this and see what happens. Back into the game. Let's go and add it. I'm very curious how well that fits. Yep. Yes. Let's also put one on the other side over there. I love it! Let's try one over here as well. Dude, I can't believe how nice that is. That's crazy. And well, with that, I think this area is done. Wait, I do need to get rid of all this because it's not supposed to be here. And boom, now it is. I am very surprised by how this turned out, actually. Especially because I didn't intend for this to be like a full area, which in the end, it definitely turned into a full area. In fact, it's even pretty much as big as Egypt, which is crazy. It's just a lot more stretched out, I suppose. I'm super happy with it, that's for sure. However, then now, in the next episodes, all that remains is that. And I think I know just the theme. It's either going to be a dinosaur theme or an Aztec theme. So you guys can decide. Let me know down below in the comments or on the community tab poll I will create. But then for today, I suppose that's it. If you enjoyed this video, make very sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell not to miss a single future video. Then I hope I'll see you in the next episode of Building Realm of Rights.